do something fun.
Oh my gosh, we got to find jokes.
Oh, please. I could use a joke right now. I could use a joke. Hello, everyone. Hello.
Hi.
How are you? We've got, good to see you all. Adrian, Gail, always good to see you. John, Daisy, Edward, Linda, Lindsay, Suzanne, my friend in Switzerland. Good to see you. Virginia, hello. Who else is tuning in here? Lindsay, did I say? Ivier. The mighty Ivier is here with us. Now we can start. John Lavenia here with you. Welcome to Fun Friday. It is June 4th, 2021. I know it's the first Friday of the month, and I'm not wearing a tie because I'm still traveling. I don't have any friggin' ties where I am, and nor did I feel like going out and buying one. So deal with it, Virginia. Deal with it. Who's that cat you got there? Show me that cat. Let's get that. We can't see you unless you make some noise here. We got to get you unmuted here. Come on. We need dogs, cats, jokes.
You see my cat, my black cat?
There she is.
There he is.
That's what I meant. He.
With the short tail. I have to tell you a story about this black cat that influenced. You never know how it's going to influence what we do and how we interact with.
Please, it's Fun Friday. It's all about being animalistic.
It's not a joke. It's not a joke, but it is.
Okay, that's fine. No, we'll take a parable, anything. Yeah.
Yes, it's like a parable. So yesterday I'm creating a course to about helping people publish their book. I've done some surveys online. You guys have probably seen that. So yesterday I'm in my class on Zoom, and towards the end, the lady who's teaching this class, it's a very intimate group, 4 or 5 of us at a time, her cats go up in the background. I can see them. So now it's the end, we start talking about our cats, and I show her my black cat, to which she says, I have to share this with you. Yesterday, I was trying to decide about a project and whether or not I should pursue it. And I asked the universe for a sign. And I said, okay, so the sign's going to be, show me a black cat. She said, this is less than 24 hours and you are showing me your black cat. I said, well, I guess that's a yes from the universe then for whatever it is you're supposed to be doing that you asked about. So that, that really ties into everything we talk about in the law of attraction and inspiration and everything. And it's like, okay, who knew my black cat, which I inherited? I don't think I would have selected a black cat, but he's the best. A little neurotic sometimes, but really a good cat.
Wow. Well, thank you. Yeah. There's, everywhere we look, we could find signs if we're looking, and being receptive. Maybe that'll be our topic today, is being receptive to answers. There's times when I have attempted to force my will or my plans or my best thinking on life, and then there's times when I've just kind of surrendered that and been like, you know what, I don't know. And it's okay to not have all the answers. I've never had all the answers, and I'm doing okay. So why don't I just listen? And isn't that how we start our day anyway, right? For those of you who've been through, you remember when many of us first met, we talked about setting up a daily method of operation. So, you start your day, kind of like what Hal Elrod enumerated in his book, Miracle Morning, right? Here's the quiet time and the visualization, the exercise and everything. So right there, just the idea of getting quiet and listening, that's so powerful. And Virginia, you read my book, right? So like the most profitable thing I've ever done. So story time for anyone who hasn't read the book. I'll tell you this story. Thank you, Virginia, for your black cat story. So we're doing this golf thing. And I'm not a golfer, okay, but it's this golf event fundraiser thing or something for the business that we were doing. And after the golfing, or what we called golfing, there was the luncheon, right? So here's the big tent, and it's Arizona. It's hot as hell. We're all under the tent because there's shade and there's water. And so people are talking and, talking about business and whatever. And then I just I just got inspired for a moment. I said, you know what, guys, you know, the one thing that's made me more money than anything. And like the whole tent got quiet. Like at that exact moment. Remember the E.F. Hutton commercials, right? The guy walks into the elevator, you know, oh yeah, my broker said this, my broker said that. Well, my broker is E.F. Hutton, and he said, and everybody stops and listens, right? So when E.F. Hutton talks, people listen. So it was that kind of a moment. And I said, daily meditation, just sit there and shut the F up and listen and see what happens, right? See what ideas come up for you. Relax, right? And stop forcing solutions. Wow, what a difference. Thank you, Gail. And thank you, Virginia. I was just looking at Gail. Gail, you're looking great. Gail, all healing up. Nice. No more kung fu accidents. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I won't know until next Thursday whether I need surgery or not. I went to the doctor and he said they don't like to do surgery on people over 69 unless necessary. So he realigned my wrist and put the cast on. I see him next week to see if it's healing the way he wants. If not, then it means surgery. So we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I know you're going to do fine. We're wishing you the best, my friend.
I am.
Very good. Glad you're here. We got a couple of jokes. I see a few more people. Adrian put a couple in the chat. This is great. So motorcycle jokes. I got a wooden motorcycle, has a wooden frame, wooden handle, bars, wooden wheels, and a wooden seat. Guess what? It wouldn't start. All right. Thank you, Adrian. What do you get when you mix a motorcycle with a joke? A Yamaha. All right. So I got a Harley joke for you, and this is as a Harley rider. Okay. What's the difference between a Hoover and a Harley? The Hoover has the dirt bag on the inside. Bam. There's that. Get offended, everybody. Get offended. Glenn, you got something for me?
Yeah. This is a big moment for me. I would like to ask everyone to take a moment and celebrate with me. I've overcome my addiction. You know, some of us are aware of these, you know, how struggles with addiction. I was addicted to the hokey pokey, but I was able to turn myself around.
That's great. We got to have a joke like that for the chicken dance. You know, no wedding in the United States is complete without an iteration of the chicken dance. So it's one of my favorites. That and YMCA. Not sure why. But,
David's got a joke.
Come on. Where is he? I haven't heard from this guy in like months. David Dixon.
Sorry, I forgot to unmute myself.
Get
Hi.
your ass out here, brother. Good to see you.
Good to see you all too. This is from my youngest daughter, Hazel. She said, I stayed up all night to see the sun, and then it dawned on me.
There you go.
Yep.
Thank you, brother. Glad you're here, David. Man, I haven't seen my friend David in a while.
Yeah, I've been
good news.
Kind of busy.
Yeah, well, that's good. Busy is better than bored. But good news is that we just keep on trucking, right? This has become a staple in the lives of so many people. And so for those who are seeing this on recording, just know that you're loved in this group. And those of you who are tuning in publicly, just checking out what is this whole group about. If you resonate with the idea of being more effective in your life, is that Race? I'm sorry, a second. Hold on. There's John Apogee.
Race had surgery, so he's healing.
Oh.
Hey, Race. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you, Race. So, but what I was saying is that if you, anybody else who's got a dog or a cat or anything you want to bring on screen, let me know. But if you resonate with the idea of being more causative in your life, in other words, being more effective, this group could be for you. Go check out jlsuccessmastermind.com. David Dixon, back to you. Make some noise.
Hello, this is Jasmine. She's been out for a walk today and it's been pouring with rain, so she's very wet.
What a sweetie. What a sweetie. Thank you. Good to see you, Jasmine. All right. And for those who are wondering, those of you who may have heard, our little Chihuahua Butch is healing up nice. He's recovering. He had to have one of his legs removed. So that all worked out. He's still alive and he's recovering. So there's that. And he's a happy little dog. He just, drags his ass around all over the place. And, so there's that. Actually a fortunate dog because he wouldn't have made it in the wild. That's for sure. So anybody else? Jokes, dogs, frogs, anything? We've seen all kinds of animals on here. Geese. No? Okay, great. So let's get into something that I think Virginia kind of introduced as a topic, and it's light, and it is the idea of, we could say, allowing or listening, or which sounds kind of passive, doesn't it? What do you mean allow? John, we talk all the time about, taking the reins and hitting it hard, getting stuff done. Yeah, that's all cool. That's very, very valid. In addition to that, getting what done? That's the question. Most of the time that I've wasted in my life and in business and doing whatever has been because I hadn't decided what to do. And we've discussed this before, the whole idea of indecision being a tremendous thief of time and productivity, right? We can then call it by its cousin's name, procrastination, right? It's the same story. Indecision, that's the enemy. In Napoleon Hill's classic book, Think and Grow Rich, he said that procrastination, the opposite of decision, is an enemy that virtually every man must conquer, because it's this procrastination which creates that seed of doubt, and then doubt crystallizes into fear. And of course, no intelligent action comes from a fearful mind, which brings me to where, what's coming up for me in my mind today. And that is that if I'm not decided on what to do, then I could try to force solutions, because after all, movement, right? I should be moving, I should be doing something. Okay. But if I'm shooting at the wrong target, if I'm running on assumptions, if I'm forcing rather than getting in the flow, and you guys know the difference between that. This is something that's not as easy to vocalize as other things that are more, objectively observable. But do you know the difference between when you're rapidly moving, you're running towards a goal, you're doing things that are good and right, you're on purpose, you're decisive, you're moving swiftly, right? That's the flow. It feels good. You kind of lose track of time with that. It's even fun. It's on purpose. It's on purpose living. And then the difference between that and when you're drudgery, force, slogging your way through. I mean, just the words kind of make it, descriptive. But we've both experienced that. We've all experienced that. We've experienced both of those things. That's the words that I'm looking for. Right. We've experienced both realities. And so what can I do rather than forcing solutions or assumptions or my will on situations, right? And what can I do rather than forcing to still have an effect, to still get into motion, and to do it in more of a flow? How can I be, I guess the question is, how can I be more powerful and less forceful? And that's where this whole idea of getting quiet, and I know I'm going to sound like a broken record, and that's okay, because it's the same damn truth. It just keeps showing up again and again. It's called autosuggestion. Getting quiet and seeing myself already in possession of the good that I desire. And then whatever words are surrounding that, right? Like I am healthy, rich, and grateful. Every day in every way, I get better and better. By day and by night, I'm being prospered in all of my interests. Fill in the words that are most powerful for you. I feel so happy, grateful, and confident now that I consistently earn X amount of dollars, right? Or other things, let's say in other areas of life. I'm so happy that my body metabolizes everything I feed it, for those who are looking to have health, improvements or better statistics on the scale or something, right? So there's that. I know that there is a solution to this issue with my son, daughter, spouse, right? Now, is that saying that you already have the solution? No. So we're not creating an argument with ourselves about it. We're just stating that I know there is a solution. Is that liberating? I think so. Right? If we focus on the fact that there are solutions, that yes, something can be done about it instantly, I feel emotional uplift. But if we focus on the seemingly unsolvable problem that we don't know the path, we don't have an answer, we have some assumptions, well, let's force our way through, right? You see, this whole idea of having more control and freedom in our lives, of course, goes hand in hand with, accepting responsibility for our lives, right? You don't get control without responsibility. But underlying all of that, it seems to me that you got to know some stuff, right? Let's say you had a there was an injury, okay, and on the side of the road there's the injured person, and the medics roll up, the ambulance, right, or the paramedics or whatever it is, and they get out, they get out of the truck. They've got no training. They just like kind of like Keystone Cops. I know it's not funny in this case, okay, but they don't know anything about medical stuff. The one guy, he's the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, right? It's not, they're not medics, right? They're there. Is that helpful? Maybe. Okay. But let's go ahead. Let's fix this person up. Could you imagine the scene? Could you imagine that? So here are these people who have accepted responsibility and have shown up on the scene. In other words, they've taken control, but they don't know anything. Not that funny. How many of us do that in life? And ergo, the importance of study, of personal development, which is the next thing on the list, right? When we look back at how many of us originally got together via a business, e-commerce, starting things up, which some of you know, I'm running another e-commerce group that starts in almost exactly 1 hour from now, because there's lots of people apparently that are looking to embrace this whole internet thing, right? Notwithstanding COVID and everything else, it's time. It's time to do something. So I'm working with an e-commerce group on that. But and look, I've got no new data or new truth or doctrine for anyone. They may have shown up later than some of us, right? But it's the same truth. It's the daily method of operation. It's the go sit there and be quiet and remember who you are and remember where you're going and see it vividly. Okay. Have that conversation with yourself, or just sit there and shut up and listen, right? And remember, yes, this is where I'm going. Yes, something can be done about it. No matter what the situation is here in present time, there's where I'm going. Okay, so now we know that. What's the second thing in the daily method of operation? Study. Learn stuff, because you don't want to show up at that scene of the accident and not know how to control the scene, how to put in order. That's really what we're talking about. Putting in order. Where there is disorder, we put in order. And guess what that equals? That equals success. That's it. That's the whole story. So you got to know some stuff. So study. We're in the next 4 chapters of our book. We started Psycho-Cybernetics last week. We're going to do chapters 4, 5, 6, 7 this coming Monday. And there was no books for Britain this week because Mandy's traveling. But think about that, right? Is that something that you've been, I don't know, read a few pages, read 1 chapter a day, right? If we do 4 chapters a week, you could read 1 chapter every other day and be consistent with that, right? And by the way, all this study and all this stuff I said this to someone just the other day. The whole point of this isn't that you just sit there and nod your head in agreement. Like that's not the end result we're looking for, is that you get to agree. No. If it doesn't work for you, don't use it. But the point is to look and to shake it out and see what works in your life. That's the point of study. The whole purpose of education isn't that you think differently than you did yesterday. It's that you behave differently than you did yesterday. Is this stuff workable? Does it hold water? Well, you got to find out, right? So none of this, like right now, here we are, masterminding, right? This isn't the gospel according to John. Here's what I think. Here's what I have found works in my life. Does it work for you? Well, go find out, right? Sit there and be quiet. Start your day like that. Do some study. What's the next thing that we do? Exercise. Oh, here we go again, John. John the musclehead talking about going to the gym. 2 words for you. Unfair advantage. Unfair. That's how we roll. Okay. I will tell you that 30 years of using the body, the same body, by the way, that I feed every day and that I rest every day when I go to bed. 30 years of doing that. How long has it been now? Over 30 years. Adrian, time's flying. I'm getting a little long in the tooth over here, brother. I don't know. It's been over 30 years. And there were times that I took off that where I got off the path, fell off the wagon, so to speak. And they were not good times. So I'm going to say this one is pretty hardcore, right? Use the body. And it doesn't have to be going to the gym and being a meathead. It could be, running around the block and, digging a ditch or something. I've sometimes jokingly said, I don't know, this Amish thing looks pretty cool. I don't know. What do you think, Glenn? Sign me up, huh? Milking cows and chopping wood and stuff. The simple life. I can almost smell it. But alas, here we are on the interwebs. But yeah, I mean, the whole idea of commingling, the subjectivity and the significances and all the thinking and the decision making and all that stuff, commingling that with objectivity and, the sweat of your brow and like the calloused hand. That's just, that's therapeutic, man. That is therapeutic. I like that. And my energy is so much better than when I'm not doing that. Sedentary. Think of that word, sedentary. That would be my description of most people. And look at the statistics, right? What is it, 68% overweight or obese just in the United States? Land of opportunity, baby. Supersize that. So let's do something, right? Let's get off our butts. Let's apply the Goya method. Let's do that. And you know what? Action begets action. Action begets action. Look at that. Now I'm in action. I'm not stopped. I am unstopped. I have overcome inertia. Well, hooray for me. What else can I do? What other on-purpose stuff can I go ahead and get done right now since I'm already moving? Now we're in the flow. Now we're in the flow. Because just like inertia means an object at rest tends to stay at rest, and you may have been that object up to this point, it also means an object in motion tends to stay in motion. We could call that momentum, but it's another definition of inertia as well. And now you're that object again. Well, great. Which version of inertia would you like? Unfair advantage, guys. I'm telling you. And I kind of park on that a little bit because people sometimes want to argue about it or Q&A about it. There's no Q&A. There's nothing to think about. There's no evaluation to be made. There's just do it. Oh man, did I just quote the Nike? I don't endorse Nike in any way, okay? But that was their or is their thing. Just do it. That holds water. I like that one. Just do it. And you know what? Here's the other thing. I was just going to take a sip of coffee, but I got another idea. So let me put the coffee back down. By the way, I got this awesome, I think it's awesome. This awesome, see if I can show it to you on camera here. Crap. No, it's not going to work. I'll get you a picture of it. I got this cup warmer on Amazon. Is there anybody here who sells stuff on Amazon? Anyone? No. I'll see if I can find this thing. I'm sure I can if I go back in my orders. I got this coffee warmer thing that I love. I bought my wife a different one, and this was back in Christmas. She was like, I want one of those coffee cup warmers. You put the cup on the warmer and it warms the cup, right? While you're talking and not drinking it, right? I was like, well, you know what? That sounds kind of cool. And so I got this actually while I'm traveling. And I thought this would be great because I don't sit here with like a hot cup of coffee all the time. Check this out, guys. Check this out. There's a bunch of them. Share screen. Here we go. Do it, do it, do it. Okay, so check this thing out. Using, I don't know, whatever, Chinese brand, coffee mug warmer, 3 temperature settings, beverage warmer with automatic shut off. So this thing's got 3 temperatures, 131, 149, and 167, not 168, not 132, just in case you're wondering. They got this calibrated down to the microns of, where did they come up with those numbers? Why not, 130, 150, 170? I don't know. Okay, but those are the numbers. And you just put it down on the middle tray there. And there's a little switch, there's a little gravity button down below with enough pressure on this. The gravity button trips and it turns the machine on. You pick up the cup, it turns the machine off. It's also got the 4-hour timer in case you just leave it there. It'll turn itself off in 4 hours. What did I pay for this? $19.99. Look at that. There you go. You got the cup, right? Sensitivity, gravity switch, hooray. There's a bunch of different versions of this. But there you go. See, she's enjoying her coffee, right? Just in case you're wondering what it looks like. That's the result that you can have, right? And end of screen share. So that's what I just bought. And I like it. It's good.
Now, how much would you pay? But wait, there's more.
Yeah, but wait, there's more. Yeah, and they got the girl there on the couch with no shoes, having the aromatic experience of, right? This is all, it's good, it's good advertising, I suppose, right? I didn't buy it for that. I bought it because of the features, and I like $19.99, right? If you act now. So anyway, I should probably be done talking since I'm pretty far afield of what we were talking about. What were we talking about? We were talking about getting in the flow. And if you're not in the flow, rather than forcing solutions, let's go back to basics, right? Let's sit there and get quiet. Let's do a little bit of study. I'll tell you what, when I get a reminder or a cognition or something from reading a book, I'm like, man, that's right. That's good stuff. I got ammo now, right? I go work the body a little bit. Now I'm in motion. Okay. So now I know where I'm going. I got ammo and I'm in motion. Now what am I going to go do? Now I'm going to go solve a problem. And it works. And it works. So who's got some thoughts on this? Come on down. I'd love to hear from you. Come on down. Commence. Coming on down. Hello. Hello.
John.
Yes, sir. David, you've got the floor.
Hi, just getting back to your Amazon advert and the strange numbers. Last time I saw strange numbers, it turned out that if you converted those numbers from Fahrenheit into centigrade, you got really nice round numbers like 200, 180. So I suspect that that's what's happened. Somebody's manufactured something to centigrade specifications and realizing that Americans don't work with centigrade, they've converted it to Fahrenheit and got a silly number.
Right.
That doesn't make sense. So that's what they've used.
Well, thank you. And it's not a silly number. It's just an obscurely specific number. Like, how did they come up with 131? Like, did they get the scientists on this? They calibrated it or something? So you're right. Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is. And let me ask you this. You say centigrade. I hear other people say Celsius. Can we get a consensus on that?
It's the same thing. It's just a different way of expressing. I learned my decimal stuff way back in the 70s and 80s. So I learned centigrade, but I understand it's now correct to call it Celsius. So slap wrist, David, naughty boy, get your terminology.
No, yeah. I mean, it is what it is, but I get the meaning either way. And yeah, why can't we all just get on the metric system? I don't get it. Yeah. So there's that. So we're dealing with Fahrenheit. So when I tell you that it's 120 degrees in Phoenix, which it isn't today, but that would be something like 44 centigrade or Celsius, something like that. I don't know. I don't remember. All right. Who else? Thank you, David. Oh, so good to hear from you, my friend. So glad you're here. You are a highly esteemed member of this group, David. So we were missing you. Yeah.
What was that number in Fahrenheit? What's that number again? The last temperature you gave us?
167.
167. Convert that to Celsius, and it works out at 75.0000
There
degrees.
you go. 75 Celsius, centigrade. There you go. Thank you, brother. So your hypothesis seems to be correct, at least based on that one sample. Virginia, who has her hand up. Hi, Virginia.
Hi. So just wanted to follow up on David's comment because I think he's absolutely hit the nail on the head as to say I had the same issues when I had to put the two different temperatures in my cookbook and, my cookie book. Everything was in Fahrenheit, but then I had to convert them. So the numbers were always a little weird and you had to round up or round down. But I have an idea. The US is going to be 50 years before our government decides to go to Celsius. And it's so much easier math that I think if us as a people just start using it on our own and talking about it, eventually so many people will be doing it that they will have to be forced to make the conversion. So many things that spread because people start to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Then maybe that's what we just need to do as a country. Maybe we just need to start talking in terms of centimeters. It is so much easier to calculate, an inch, or an inch is 2.5 centimeters. Okay, so I had to learn that in nursing school, but can I just deal in centimeters? Just divide everything by 10 or by 100 instead of 12. Let's just start doing it. Let's start a wave, a movement across the country. Start using the metric system and go for it. Thank you, David. It's too much strain on the brain the other way.
Right. It's actually 2.54 centimeters. So
You got to just round it though.
Okay.
Call yourself nuts.
There you go.
How many pints, how many quarts, how many liters?
Yeah.
I mean, even our soda bottles are 2-liter bottles, right? They're not 2-quart bottles. They're 2
I don't know. I don't drink that crap. But if I did,
what it looks like. You know how big a soda bottle. I tell my clients, you need to drink the size of a soda bottle in liquid per day to get your water intake, because that's a visual. They know how tall a soda bottle is, but so many things are already subliminally in metric. We just don't realize it. We have to buy a 2-liter bottle. Let's just start a movement. Okay, there you go. Joan of Arc for the day.
Well, thank you, Virginia. And I believe it's a gallon a day that's been recommended to me. So 2 of those bottles per day.
That's a lot.
Gallon of water.
You need a minimal. You need a minimum of 2,000 milliliters.
Oh yeah. Minimal.
And it's
I knew a guy who drank 2-liter bottles of Pepsi Cola a day. Oh my goodness. Can you believe that? Yeah. Wow. Trivia question. Then we're going to bring Adrian out here and then John Apogee. What is the only interstate highway in the United States that has the speed limits shown in kilometers instead of miles per hour? Anybody know?
Paris, Texas. Yep.
Nope. Anybody know? I'll give you a hint. I lived there for 10 years.
Is this Utah, John?
Nope. Tucson, Arizona. Interstate 19 runs from Tucson to Nogales, Mexico. It is in kilometers per hour. It's the only one. Now you know. So, Adrian, you've got the floor. Come on down. What do you think?
John, great topic today. And talking about readiness and exercise and preparing our body, preparing our mind, the same thing. Absolutely. And the one thing I think we found, and particularly over the last year or so, you don't know what you're getting ready for. You just have to prepare generally. As you've always said to us, John, you sit on these talks, you don't know what's going to come out, but it's all in there. It's all in there because you're in a state of readiness and you've been preparing just generally your mind for so many years, it comes out. And that's so true. We can try and make a plan and read specific things and get tied up in knots over what we should be exercising for or what we should be reading and studying. It's all useful. It's amazing how suddenly something becomes relevant, left field, totally unexpectedly. You can't go wrong just studying and exercising generally. And it just all comes in to be so useful. So I think state of readiness is a general thing. Don't get too worried about it. Do something. It's better than doing nothing.
Well, thank you. And as I was offering today, doing something could be sitting there and listening at first, rather than getting frantic about it. So definitely there's a balancing of, what was it, Deepak Chopra called it, stillness with dynamism. So here's the stillness of, silence, the field of pure potentiality, however he'd like to talk about it. And then here's the action of life. Now we're moving, now we're doing the stuff, but we're commingling we're imbuing our action with the quality of the stillness. Kind of interesting. And that's how, Adrian, I'm sure you've seen this in yourself. There have been times when you've probably been going at warp speed, but you were calm and collected, like, you were just in the flow. It wasn't a forced kind of a thing. That's it. That's the state. Thank you, brother. So glad you're here. What do you think, John Apogee?
Oh, I was just going to share my formula for water intake. It's half an ounce per body weight. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you drink 100 ounces of water a day.
Thank you. And what is that in
Celsius?
Yeah, in Celsius, right?
We'll have to have David convert that for us.
Okay. So fluid ounces. Yeah. Right. So Virginia, you've got the 2-liter bottle of poison, but you've also got the 16-ounce can or 12-ounce can, right? 16-ounce, 12-ounce can. Yeah. Okay. So can we just make up our mind? I don't know. Apparently not. Thank you, John. All right. Anybody else got some ideas that you want to share on this fun Friday? Some ideas. Anybody else? All right. Well, I do see some of my most favoritist people in the universe here. Oh, Glenn. Glenn, were you about to speak? Speak.
I was about to spoketh. And by the way, starting at first thing that comes to my mind on the topic of getting our bodies in motion and physical fitness, I would like to take a moment now and wish us all a happy June 4th, happy National Donut Day.
Oh,
look it up.
Wow.
And I plan
well,
to.
We can earn that donut, Glenn.
I plan to celebrate to the utmost.
Right.
Yes, we, as you all know, we just finished moving into the new house. I think we've probably got about 90% of the boxes unloaded now, which
Really?
is not bad.
Can you park your car in the garage?
Well, Paula's car's in the garage.
Oh, you're halfway home. Hold on a second.
Exactly.
You got a 2-car garage, 3-car? How many cars?
We have a tandem garage, what they call. One side of the garage is long enough to accommodate Paula's car. The other side of the garage is long enough to accommodate my truck, and then some, plenty of storage space behind that, which I've never really understood. This is one of those logical things, right? I'm still trying to figure out how is it that in Texas, there are builders out here still constructing houses with garages too small to accommodate a truck. This is the land of the Texas Cadillac.
I hear you. But here's the thing, Glenn. When your truck is in the garage, then you're moved in.
I like the way you think, Lavenia.
That is how I think. Okay, that's a done.
That's a done. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I've been thinking about this whole thing, as you're saying, about get quiet, learn something, get in motion, then go solve the problem. The old saying from the good book: in quietness and confidence shall be your strength. I've always kind of liked that. So these days, I've recently become aware again that I probably had too many things going on at the same time. So I recently reached out to a business coach that I respect highly, which I'd rather not mention any names, but her initials are Shannon Lavenia. And so she has been able to, she's given me some wonderful insights on decluttering my brain and my calendar and all of that. And what I'm noticing is that I'm getting shit done.
Yeah.
How do you like this? So you love to talk about, and I do too, John, talking about things that I've implemented that are actually having results for me in my own life, and my stats are going up daily basis. And as you say, check this out. Will it work for you? Well, go check it out and find out. And this was not meant to be a shameless plug for my business coach, who shall remain nameless, but whose initials are Shannon Lavenia. It was really meant to be, I'm intending it as a thought that I'm sharing about when I find myself in that state of confusion, and which may lead to what some might call procrastination. For me, procrastination is generally a problem of organization for me. And so it's always helpful to me to reach out to someone and get advice from someone who's more organized than I am, and then do what they recommend. So, I guess what I'm saying, bottom line here is A, find a coach, and B, happy National Donut Day. Back to you, John.
Thank you, Glenn. All right. What kind of donut? That's what I want to know.
Ooh, either glazed cake donut or Bavarian cream.
With the chocolate or no? No chocolate.
Bavarian cream is actually closer to vanilla than. You want to hear something really?
No, but like
really
the chocolate
strange?
topping, like
No. See, I've been told in the past that I must be a communist or something, because I actually do not particularly like chocolate.
Okay.
Which my wife, we've had these conversations, and she says, honey, I really don't like chocolate. And her response is always, cool, more for me.
There you go. Thanks, Glenn. Good times. Hey, Edward, what's going on, brother?
Good morning. How's everybody doing?
Yeah, we're awesome. Now that you're here.
Man, I'm so
great.
excited.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, let me tell you, getting on purpose and getting these new habits that we're forming through the CEO Freedom 30-Day Blitz, in addition to the information we get here, has really, really, really changed the way everything looks. Believe it or not, celebration, I've got appointments booked for my online activity, and believing that that's going to continue. So I'm excited about that. Not only that, but checking out those habits, it's really the reason for it. Like you said, I've gotten much better at auto suggestion. I've gotten much better at visualization. I've gotten much better at affirmations. I got much better at intent. I've got much better at, believing and knowing, like you've been talking about. So it's getting better. And all I can say is, I'm excited about it. I'm even exercising a little bit more. And, everything you talked about this morning is pretty much, on par with what's happening in my life. So, the corner, I feel like, is beginning to turn, and things are happening. So I appreciate you. Thank you.
Congratulations, brother. That is so beautiful. Well done. Well done, my friend. By the way, if anyone wants a tip on like a simple but extremely effective exercise routine that you could do without any equipment, minimal, almost nothing, you just something to pull up on. That's pretty much it. Check out Jeff Cavalier, Athlean X. He's got 11 million YouTube followers now. So Athlean X, Jeff Cavalier. And he's like a physical therapist, like putting the science back into fitness and whatever. And I'm just looking for this video that I've sent so many people. I'm like, just do this, like 15-minute video, and you got it handled. So I'll see if I can find that video and send it to you guys. Anybody else want to speak today while we are together here in our mastermind group? Here's the video. I'm going to put this in the chat. I'm not affiliated with Jeff Cavalier, although, man, this guy friggin' rocks. There you go. Watch that, and you'll be happy. Actually, watch that, and you'll be in pain and gasping for air in 15 minutes or less. So are we done? Anybody else? All right, you guys, thank you for being here. We do have, what do we got on the calendar today? We got some stuff. We got our hospitality suite will be open as soon as we're done talking here now. Feel free to tune in if you got some stuff you guys want to talk about. Little business meetings or whatever you're doing, that's great. And then we are going to be meeting at 6 p.m. Eastern U.S. time to wrap up the week. Be heard. All right. So if you got questions, you want to talk with me about anything, I'm there to listen. Unless Adrian gets me yapping about something, which he almost always does whenever he shows up. But yeah, I'm there to listen to you and anything you want or need. I'm here for you. So thank you guys. Make it an awesome day. Okay. Happy